Welcome back. Think you know England? Think again. Today we're peeling back the layers to reveal the country's quirkiest, most surprising facts. These aren't your guidebook tidbits. This is the stuff that'll make you see England in a whole new, weirder light. Grab a cuppa and get ready for 16 facts so strange, you'll wonder how they've stayed secret for so long. Ready? Let's dive in. Fact 1. Here's something that might surprise you if you're not from the UK. In England, there's a fascinating legal loophole that lets 16 and 17-year-olds enjoy a drink in a pub. But before you imagine teenagers freely ordering rounds at the bar, there are some very specific rules. They can only drink beer, wine, or cider, and only if it's served with a proper meal. Spirits and cocktails, still off limits. And the drink can't be bought by the teenager themselves. It has to be purchased by an accompanying adult, usually a parent or guardian. This means you won't see groups of teens out on their own, but you might spot a family sharing a meal, with the younger members sipping a small glass of beer or cider. The law is designed to encourage responsible drinking in a family setting, rather than unsupervised binging. It's a way of introducing young people to alcohol in a controlled, social environment, with adults present to set an example. It's a quirky, very English rule. No, you can't just order a pint with your mates after school, but if you're with your family and having a meal, you're allowed to join in. This tradition reflects the British approach to alcohol: moderation, supervision, and a strong sense of social context. It's not about encouraging underage drinking, but about demystifying alcohol and making it less of a forbidden fruit. Compared to countries like the USA, where the legal drinking age is 21 no matter the circumstances, England's approach stands out as uniquely flexible. It's a cultural quirk that makes you realize just how much laws can reflect the values and traditions of a country. So, next time you're in an English pub, don't be surprised if you see a teenager enjoying a pint. With their parents, of course. There's a village in Scotland called Dull, and in 2012 it twinned with Boring, Oregon, USA. Dull and Boring, yes, really. They even formed a league of extraordinary communities with Bland, Australia. What started as an uninspiring name became a marketing masterstroke. Now, Dull, twinned with Boring, is a photo op and a testament to British humor. Sometimes, embracing your quirks is the best way to stand out. In the heart of England, a unique and rather charming law still floats on the nation's rivers. The reigning monarch, currently the Queen, is the legal owner of all unmarked mute swans found in open water. This isn't just a quirky footnote in the law books. It's a living tradition that continues to shape the relationship between the British people and their wildlife. The sight of these elegant white birds gliding gracefully across lakes and rivers is a familiar one, but few realize the royal connection that makes them so special. The roots of this tradition stretch back to the Middle Ages, when swans were considered a prized delicacy reserved for the tables of kings and queens. At grand feasts and banquets, serving swan was a symbol of wealth, power, and prestige. Only the nobility and the royal family had the privilege to enjoy these majestic birds, and strict laws were put in place to protect the royal flock from poachers and commoners alike. Today, the tradition lives on in a much gentler form. Each summer, the River Thames hosts the centuries-old swan-upping ceremony, where teams in traditional boats carefully count, catch, and tag the swans. This event is not only a spectacle of pageantry and history, but also an important conservation effort, helping to monitor the health and numbers of the royal swans. As swans glide past ancient castles and through the lush English countryside, they serve as a living link to the nation's past. The continued protection and celebration of these birds is a reminder that even in a rapidly changing world, some traditions are cherished and preserved, gliding gracefully from one generation to the next. In England, even the simple act of birdwatching can become a royal affair, where history, nature, and monarchy come together in a uniquely British way, and the Queen's feathered friends remain a symbol of national pride and tradition. There are more chickens in England than people, over 100 million chickens to about 56 million humans. That's nearly 2 chickens for every person. It's all thanks to England's love of eggs and poultry, making chickens the silent majority. Next time you visit, remember, you're outnumbered. In England, driving is on the left, steering wheel on the right, gear shift with your left hand. The tradition may date back to sword-fighting days, keeping your right hand free. It's a detail that instantly sets England apart from most of Europe. For visitors, it's a rite of passage and a test of nerves. Big Ben isn't the clock tower, it's the massive bell inside. The tower is officially the Elizabeth Tower, renamed in 2012. The bell's name likely comes from Sir Benjamin Hall or a heavyweight boxer, Benjamin Comte. So next time you're in London, impress your friends. That's the Elizabeth Tower, and Big Ben is the bell. Now you're in the inner circle of London trivia. It's supposedly illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament. The myth comes from the idea that dying in a royal palace entitles you to a state funeral. In reality, it's not enforced, but the legend persists because it's so perfectly, absurdly British. Only in England could bureaucracy extend to the afterlife. London's black cabs are instantly recognizable, gliding through the city's bustling streets with their classic boxy silhouette. But did you know that these iconic vehicles are tied to a quirky, centuries-old law? By tradition, and technically, by law, every black cab is supposed to carry a bale of hay. And not just hay, a sack of oats too. It sounds odd today, but there's a fascinating reason behind it. This peculiar requirement dates all the way back to the days when London's taxis weren't cars at all, but horse-drawn carriages. Back then, cab drivers needed to make sure their horses were well fed and ready for long shifts, so carrying hay and oats was essential. Over time, as engines replaced hooves and carriages gave way to cabs, the law was simply never repealed. It's still technically on the books, a quirky relic from a bygone era. Of course, if you peek inside a modern black cab, you won't find any hay bales or sacks of oats tucked away in the trunk. Today's drivers are more likely to carry a spare tire than a snack for a horse. Still, this odd law is a charming link to London's rich history, connecting the city's present to its horse-powered past. It's a reminder of how traditions can linger, even as the world changes around them. Laws like this one are scattered throughout history, quirky, outdated, but somehow still part of the legal landscape. They remind us that the past is never too far away, especially in a city as old as London. So, next time you hail a black cab, take a moment to imagine the days when drivers had to care for their four-legged colleagues, as well as their passengers. And if you look closely, you might just picture a ghostly horse, patiently waiting for its snack, trotting alongside London's most famous taxi. The world's first adhesive postage stamp, the penny black, was issued in the UK in 1840. Before that, mailing was complicated and expensive, recipients paid and rates varied. The penny black made sending letters simple and affordable, revolutionizing communication worldwide. A tiny stamp from England changed how the world connects. English people drink more tea per capita than anyone else. Yes, even more than China or India. Tea is a ritual, a comfort, and a solution to every problem. From builder's tea to afternoon tea, it's woven into daily life and national identity. If you want to understand England, start with a cup of tea. It's more than a drink, it's a way of life. The London Underground is the world's oldest subway, opening in 1863. Londoners were riding underground in steam-powered carriages while the American Civil War raged. Today, the Tube is a massive historic network, part Victorian, part modern marvel. Riding it is like traveling through time beneath the city. Over 30,000 people in England are named John Smith, the ultimate generic name. It's a perfect storm of common first and last names, leading to endless confusion. Behind every John Smith is a story, just don't make the same old jokes, they've heard them all 30,000 of them. England is home to the world's shortest scheduled flight, just 1.7 miles between two Orkney Islands. The flight can take under a minute, making takeoff and landing almost the same event. It's a vital lifeline for islanders, teachers and mail, not just a tourist novelty. Sometimes the quickest journeys are the most memorable. English, with roots in England, has more words than any other language, over 1 million, counting slang and science. It's a glorious mutt, borrowing from everywhere. French, German, Hindi, and more. That makes it rich, expressive, and sometimes maddening to learn. It's England's biggest export, a living, evolving language. In County Durham, there's a hamlet called No Place. Yes, that's its real name. Giving directions gets confusing fast. I live in No Place. The name's origin is a mystery, but it's just one of many odd English place names, like Pity Me or Wet Wang. These quirky names add character and charm to the country. England, where even the map has a sense of humor. Every November 5th, England celebrates Guy Fawkes Night with bonfires and fireworks. It marks the failed 1605 plot to blow up Parliament, now a night of community, fire, and toffee apples. What began as a political event is now a beloved autumn tradition. It's a loud, bright reminder of England's dramatic history. 16 quirky facts later. England is full of surprises, from royal swans to towns called no place. Which fact blew your mind? Drop your favorite in the comments and share your own weird trivia. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures into the weird and wonderful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.